Konnichiwa Guan, JayKaminari here. And yeah, so I know this movie's been out for a while, but I have finally watched Dragonball Super Superhero, and this is going to be a quick review, just my thoughts on the movie. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Yeah, so for starters, one of the main things I noticed is obviously the art style. Now, sometimes the kind of 3D anime style sometimes don't work, but to be honest, in this movie, you know what, it fits the Dragon Ball look in it. So yeah, I like where they were going with that. It did look very decent. Yeah, so with the story now, yeah, I think it's actually kind of cool to see Dr. Gero kind of be mentioned, and just, you know, obviously, yeah, you see his like great grandson is basically also like him, and they basically touched upon that he is actually better, more intelligent than Dr. Gero. And what I liked about it as well is the fact that he's not exactly like his granddad, like where his granddad was like evil and stuff. Like, he actually wants to be a superhero. He don't want to like basically be a villain and all. Like, he actually wants to do good in the world, like that kind of thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, honestly, I must say, with this movie, they gave Piccolo such a like big role in this, and I like that because Piccolo is one of the most honestly slept on characters in the Dragon Ball universe, in my opinion. You know, like, Piccolo is up there with the Saiyans, you know what I mean? But obviously, like, after the Cell Saga, it's mainly concentrated on the Saiyans. So yeah, I like how in Super they're kind of bringing back, you know, some relevancy to Piccolo and everything. In this movie, like, you find out, you know, the Red Ribbon Army are basically back. They're basically in like the secret base or whatever, and they're basically, the Red Ribbon Army leader basically breaks Dr. Gero's grandson out of jail, basically, and then they ended up working together. Now, as I said before, his grandson actually wants to do good, but obviously the Red Ribbon leader guy, he manipulates the grandson into thinking the Red Ribbon Army are doing what they're doing for good, but it's not the case. But yeah, Piccolo basically infiltrates the base to see what's going on. Oh, I'm getting way ahead of myself. 1 second. So obviously, we start the movie off as well, like, Piccolo's actually training Pan, which I think is so cool, because obviously, you know, Piccolo was forever training Gohan, and you know, it's nice for it to kind of be passed on as well. So Piccolo's teaching Pan how to fly and everything, so I thought that was pretty cool as well. But yeah, so that's the premise of this movie, basically. It's them not trying to stop the Red Ribbon Army from doing their shit again, basically. You see, so the grandson created these two sick androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Yeah, sick. My favourite's Gamma 2, and yeah, we'll get into that later. But yeah, so obviously you see Vegeta and Goku briefly, which is really cool, and they're actually training with Broly in Beerus's home world, basically. So it's cool to see, you know, Broly, Vegeta and Goku all training and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. One funny scene. So I'm terrible with names, you know this. The green alien girl that's with Broly, yeah, shows up, and Beerus has seen her for the first time, and he basically has a crush on her, which I thought was hilarious. So it's cool to see them a little bit. And who else do you see? Obviously, you get to see grown-up Trunks and Goten as well, which was really cool as well. And yeah, this movie, honestly, the way it was done was just sick, you know. We get to see Cell again, and well, it's not exactly the same Cell that we know. It's a made up one by the Red Ribbon Army / the grandson, because the grandson basically made Cell Max, basically, which is obviously supposed to be like an upgraded version of Cell. Now, one thing to notice is obviously, and a lot of people will know this, but some people won't. The reason why Cell Max is imperfect Cell is because the creator of Dragon Ball Z, his favorite form is this imperfect Cell, basically. So, you know, the second form of Cell is his favorite. So yeah, that's why it's that form, and it's also my favorite form of Cell as well. So I was really happy to see that, you know. And yeah, also we get to see, you know, some new forms. We get to see Gohan with Beast Gohan, which I thought was pretty sick. And you also get to see Orange Piccolo. Now, the design of Orange Piccolo, I like the fact he's got a new form. And I think the way they made it happen is it's alright. Some people may find it lazy and stuff, but I liked it, you know what I mean? He basically wished for his full potential. Like, remember when that big Namekian, when he basically unlocks Gohan's full potential, basically same thing happened with Piccolo. And now he can upgrade himself to this new form, basically, which is Orange Piccolo, which is really sick. Also, you get to see, there's a lot of callbacks to Dragon Ball, which I love. So, there is a moment when Piccolo in Dragon Ball he basically turns into a giant. They done that again with Orange Piccolo, so I thought that was a very cool callback to Dragon Ball. And yeah, just seeing, again, as I said, just seeing Piccolo do more in this movie was, you know, amazing. Also, so we get to see Gotenks, but they mess up the fusion. So for the whole time, it's like the chubby version of Gotenks, which I found hilarious. But you know what? He was still putting some work in, fighting and all that. You know, he was still doing what he needed to do. You know what I mean? Now, going to the two Gamma twins, right? Now, obviously, like the grandson, they're Dr. Gero's grandson's creation. So they're also being manipulated in a sense, because obviously they're thinking they're fighting for justice. But obviously, working with the Red Ribbon Army, they're not. Obviously, it does come out that that's not the case. And then they end up, basically, everyone ends up having to fight Cell Max. This Cell Max guy is OP. Like, and he's mental. Like, he's just not got no sense of, like, he just goes crazy in it. So yeah, obviously seeing that, you know, they end up started fighting and stuff, and yeah, sadly my favorite Gamma ends up dying. Man, like, why? It's always my characters that I start to like that flipping bite the dust. Like, I don't understand it. Why? Anyway, yeah, he sacrifices himself to help with the fight, and it does basically help in their victory of Cell Max. And yeah, it was just cool, you know. And also, Pan also gets a bit of her shine as well. You know, she gets basically, she's basically helping Piccolo when he infiltrates the base. Like, she's been taken away, and Piccolo's basically getting her to pretend like, oh, she needs help, like she's scared, to basically awaken Gohan's anger and fighting spirit, because obviously Gohan's still very into just his like education and stuff like that. So obviously Piccolo, knowing that, he's like, yeah, Pan, because basically they need Gohan in it to stop Cell Max and stuff. They actually need Gohan to be, you know. So doing that, obviously it gets Gohan in his fighting spirit. He comes along and he does what he needs to do. So yeah, this movie, you know, solid. You know, I know I was a bit all over the place, but you know what I mean, like, that's just how I am. But yeah, no, this movie's solid. I would highly recommend it. It was really good, you know. It was cool getting to see a lot of funny moments, a lot of deep moments, and yeah, just the action in this movie was solid. You know, it's one of the better like Dragon Ball movies for sure. You know, and yeah, again, one of the main things I liked is the fact that Dr. Giro's son is, you know, essentially a goodie, because obviously at the end as well, he ends up basically working under Bulma, like Gamma 1 and him, you find out that they're gonna work under Bulma's company, so, which is cool. So yeah, so I think that was really cool as well. Obviously, getting to see Piccolo do more and just, you know, get a lot of screen time. You know, Gohan getting the new Beast mode, that was flipping sick. You know, so all around solid movie. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 for sure. Like, you know, it's a good movie. The only reason why it's not like a 9 or 10 is literally because I'm bitter about Gamma 2, but it's cool. It is cool. But yeah, people, that's the review. Let me know who's seen it and who's not, because I know I'm really late to the bandwagon. I know it's been out for ages, but you know, I didn't get to see it until recently. So yeah, anyway, people, obviously give me ideas for video ideas, and just yeah, until next time, people, peace out.